I don't understand.
Because you don't know where I was coming from. That's the truth.
Please explain that part.
Because if we lost people, like people are saying, and they went there to learn, and they learned from there, and they came back here, and they can't apply it in wisdom, and dollar is going up, may I propose and suggest to you guys that it's not us that is losing. They need to go back. The UK is missing them. Canada,
May they go
Australia,
train
they
again.
need to go back.
May they go train again.
Let them go.
Thank God I'm behind this thing.
Because-
They'll be missed. Hello everyone. Another exciting episode of Japa Chronicles. I'm happy to be here again. Another week. Another drama. Many things have been happening, but we're happy to be here. Again, we have our beautiful. Well, I'm supposed to say I should be introducing King first, Abby. 001. I don't want to pump. 001.
Akwatakwiti. Olori
Do all those
Okubamba.
things. That is your job, say. Why should I be the one to do it?
I beg,
Who is
introduce
the
the
high
king.
person?
Now she be eulogizer. What do you call it? She's doing now.
Oh yeah, do your
Do
work.
you
now.
do your work sharp. Time is going.
What we have on the stage,
Stage.
one and only.
With the stage. That
It's
area.
unfair with
That
this
area.
floor.
That area where they live. You ask about. Let's just move on. We have King of Japa. This guy said
I
that
think we need to
stage.
start counting banter on each episode. Who do who? You need to begin counter because already I see one who.
Say that stage.
But you know, I'm still at your first line where you said I'm happy to be here and man. I don't know if it's the kind of school that my mother was privileged to send me to, or the kind of exposure I have. I was just thinking of Nigeria as a whole, and I'm like, are we actually happy to be? My brain just begin to think for like 30 seconds.
No, you know, as a Christian, you just have to be positive now. You just say,
No,
I'm happy to be here
certainly.
as God. But if
Certainly.
you remove religion, I don't think there's anybody happy to be in Nigeria.
Not religion. If you remove our faith.
If you remove our faith, sorry.
collab-
You don't think anybody
Yeah,
will be
but I
happy
mean-
to be in Nigeria.
All right, so
New look. Let's get into it real quick.
see,
Isaac.
guy,
Isaac,
I
focus,
love
focus.
you. Yeah, because the moment Madam will receive memo say we would like you to be on the episode again, we like
Yes.
how you blah 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 blah.
Nah.
Now I don't see Sancho for video call yesterday.
I don't call him Sancho. But, I mean,
Who give me the word?
I don't know who, where.
Wow.
I don't know.
Under the-
I know I don't vote yesterday.
I don't-
now.
That's why you're not in our team.
Yes. Oh, well, this is that. I don't know. As you guys start including bands in this
So,
our
like,
episodes.
I
Yesterday we
was
had our
betrayed
first.
yesterday. Let's
It's not
you have to use that
betrayal,
word.
it's a reality.
You talk
No,
about
no,
it,
no,
but
it's not
you have to
betrayal.
use that word betrayed. But continue.
Yesterday we had our first office election, and we were voting in our welfare secretary for the year. And on the panel, 2 of the 5 people that were on the ballot are here. One pretty person,
I dropped
she
Sam.
stepped down.
Sancho.
One big-headed guy,
Sancho,
big-headed writer.
Was fighting tooth and nail like
Office where like 80%
like he had an
women.
interest.
See,
Baba
see.
just dey. But
See.
that's not about politics. So
See.
with
you
80%,
cannot relate.
you that you had
You cannot
85.
relate.
You need to check the percentage. Check the percentage of how many women are in that office. We're 21 or 22.
And
Let's
there's-
include all the staff, right? Let's include all the staff cleaning everything. Right? Like 24, 25.
Yes. And there's
This guy,
only-
they're like 21 women.
Yes.
That
there's
percentage
only
has to be like
3 guys.
87 or 86%.
Yeah.
And you were still able to get those women to vote for you.
I mean, it's me now. Do you understand? I'm even surprised
Are
I
you
lost.
sure?
I was betrayed actually.
You are not betrayed
I won
anything.
2 people here that
You cannot relate to. Okay, wait. You want to?
You know, there's something she said. I'm so sorry for cutting you. There's something she said yesterday that pained me. That the person that won needs to call her called her one time that she wasn't.
Yeah.
Who?
Baba no be.
they tell
Baba
me
na
that
yesterday
thing.
for the chalet on this one.
Don't
no.
you tell me that.
Anyway,
Yes, evidence.
As
no
the king
deal.
of Japa, I did not participate in the election. We are for equity and fairness, you know.
But you
You are
already
Yakubu.
chose a candidate now.
You are
I
Yakubu.
supported.
Is Yakubu
I was
supposed to support?
Yakubu.
He was the
Is
Yakubu.
Yakubu supposed to support candidates?
I only
No,
supported.
independent.
I sponsored the candidate.
Why is
Why are you
INEC
sponsoring? Why
we
is
went,
INEC sponsoring
we
the-
use the parliamentary system whereby you sponsor somebody, and the person I sponsored was co-sponsored by 3 other people. So let's
Trust me,
come on
you
that
can't
one.
win this round, Isaac. Just
Do you understand?
lock up.
You were sponsored by your guy
Why is a
and your DG
democratic-
blessing.
why the
She was
democratic?
sponsored by our department.
Yes.
Then then
Exactly. You
I think
didn't betrayed our department by running when you knew
When you
that
know your,
I
when you
was
know
supposed
the
to run.
team lead
Wait,
is
let's
running
talk
for a
about
position.
it.
I
Let's
don't
take it
understand.
out.
You know your team lead
I
is
mean,
running for a
I
position.
function
You
in two
It
departments
doesn't matter.
and more.
It doesn't
You
matter. But
understand?
you are always fighting for your rights in my department. Why?
Guys, politics
Because,
is sweet.
I don't know.
Come see
I like your
Isaac.
department.
I never come see Isaac the campaign yesterday. Hey.
Do you know that I was the only one who had valid points in my campaign?
You still
The other
did not
people, they
win.
all spent
I don't
on
understand.
Emilio
What was the
Emilio
valid point?
male representation. Men are
Why?
underrepresented
What's the
in that
percentage
You
now?
don't need
organization.
any representation.
Okpeno,
You need male
Okpeno,
representation.
You cannot
Okpeno
relate
ready.
to what we women feel. You can't relate. There's no one way.
I don't get women for my life.
21
matter.
divided
I
by
have a mother, I have
25.
a sister.
Exactly now, 84%.
Right now, I'm overseeing
women.
the affairs of
You
at
can't
least
relate.
7
You can't-
women.
When I tell you
But-
now that I have a mood swing, will you understand?
Yes, now.
How will you understand?
I'm a psychologist, though. Have you forgotten?
Doesn't matter.
True.
I'm a
When
psychologist.
HR was doing that thing the other day, I actually forgot that
Ah.
you're a psychologist. Two
I'm
people
a
in the office, I don't
psychologist.
I actually forgot.
That you're-
Doesn't
you
mean
read it.
doesn't mean you understand it. though.
don't
Doesn't mean you
understand.
can.
How
like
many
you can-
times have you asked me about certain behaviors and I've given you
True. Behaviors is different
Ah.
from feeling as a woman.
me? I didn't notice.
Baba,
That
no,
one day,
Baba,
Sha,
no,
eh,
no, no,
that
no,
one
You
day,
cannot
but-
relate. So,
Yeah,
And
you
this,
don't-
what is
Okay.
the perfect?
okay, let's say I have a mood swing and I come to you and I say, Isaac, I have a mood swing. I don't
Let's
think I
just
can
end here.
function. Wait, I don't think I can function today in the office. Can I go
Should
home?
have
You'll be
taken
like,
the L with minutes ago.
you'll be like,
No, I think
Mood
Isaac will
swing.
actually
What's
say
mood
yes. He
Me.
But that Isaac,
Isaac
yes,
will only
man.
say yes because yes,
That is a
exactly,
yes, man.
exactly. You will say yes because it's
No,
that's
Nah,
I'm,
what
a,
that
I'm a
means.
very logical one.
But,
sorry,
but
let's-
anyway, my candidate won. The right candidate won. Sorry. The right
Yakubu
candidate
for
won.
real. Yakubu for real.
And he announced, when did he announce the result in the night?
In the night.
I announced the result immediately. It was fair.
What-
Zoom has, if you guys want evidence, Zoom has the recordings. And
Really?
Caroline is our welfare secretary. Caroline is a beautiful soul. She's
She
just
don't give us
so
pizza. Sha.
thoughtful.
Me, I had mood swing yesterday. What could have solved it was pizza.
But and this, because I know that people in our office don't watch our, say I say prophet no day in here, so I know that our people in our office don't really they watch our episode. So Caroline no go see this one. Caroline and Yomi are the easiest people to fund welfare, because if you were the secretary, every time your budget gets to my table, I would deny it. I can't say no to Caroline.
I don't understand. I'm your guy, so it's even easier for you to
You can't
approve
say
it.
no to Caroline. Noted. You know what to do now.
Thank God we don't have deputy.
I'm
And I
confused.
fought for
Doesn't matter.
deputy
Then
position.
go and see people when they say go and do
They
deputy.
did not
Go see another election.
settle for second. I would have. I'm.
No, I think it's called knowing your place.
Mm.
Because you did not know
We
your
will see
place.
who will be
You were
taking
fighting for where was
content
not your
for
place.
our outings since welfare decides to do it alone. No,
I think at this point we should just let you know that Ile Education is sponsoring the hope for good governance and leadership. The elections were fair. Nobody went to the tribunal. Some people are sore losers, but they will reconcile because once
the
they see
election was
pizza,
no fair.
once they
Please.
see pizza,
Please,
if you
petition
reach
to
office
release,
today,
release the Zoom recording.
eh,
Petition to release the Zoom recording.
approved.
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 I mean, where are reasons?
Why is it not fair?
That's not you talk now.
Somebody was
Because
in the race.
technically, let's even technical. Let's technical. Let's just end it.
Look, we're not ending it. I still have the point.
Okay, but three of you had equal votes. One, it collapsed for Caroline.
Then she's
Automatically,
not supposed
Caroline
to
is winning. No, automatically, Caroline has
Why
won.
is she collapsing for Caroline?
Baba, this is not political 101. Let's segue into the matters at hand, because it does very coincidental with the happen. So are you going to be sulking? Oh yeah, make your point, because you go to sulk throughout the
No,
episode.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll go for another election.
There's an SCN on Banta Liga, San Daniel show anymore. You can bring him in.
I'll bring him
You can
in.
bring him in
I'll bring
to go
him in.
on. Anyway, but guy, what we just discussed has me thinking about what was said on Honest Bond with GRV and the guys, and Babasue himself. I don't know what you guys, Mrs. Chiu, because
Comments.
no
But did you watch the entire GRV episode?
no, I haven't watched it. They just released it now. I haven't
Yeah, I
watched
think
it.
it
I've
came out-
seen a lot of the
Yeah,
cutouts.
it came out yesterday. So personally, I'm not even going to speak on the Babasuri thing. I
He's
don't-
laundering his image. I wanted to just say that before you, just in case that was what I was going to say. You see, you know,
No,
this
but I
life-
mean, he has been running like these media
no,
runs
not for a
since,
while.
Since even during the election,
As I said, I went for a while.
Yeah,
for
I
a
was
year, he
not for a
went
while.
there. So I
But-
just want quickly
But I won't.
chip
I
down.
like him, but I don't know. Like he doesn't impress me when he speaks. Like
And
I don't know why.
And I wish Chinwe could define that for us in her experience, whereby just like yesterday, we like Isaac in the office. We love him. It's probably one of, if we did a ballot of the most
Show
the most
evidence.
lovable person in the
Evidence
office,
was there.
Isaac would probably win. But when that election came and the manifesto of what we wanted for that welfare secretary, Isaac just did not fit that bill. that's
Especially
the
when he
same
started
thing.
with,
You guys are like men.
And
I will protect
You guys are like
you
men.
guys' rights
And
as guys.
it proves that you are not in touch with reality.
He did not touch the grass outside.
He didn't because I love GRV. I met him once. I think that I'm going to touch on him and Bello El Rufai just because today's episode of Japa Chronicles talks a lot about the opportunities to actually go
Have you
abroad.
seen the memes that came out from that video?
My
The lowest
brother
video.
and my sister.
It's not particular
I feel
filter that
bad.
they use.
It's just that, you know, the funny thing about pride and money, it blocks out things like that. But if I was that guy, I will feel very bad. And so I agree with you, Isaac. Let me allow you to continue, but I agree with you that he looks means, but does the feel for leadership is just not there for me.
Well, I wouldn't say the feel for leadership because we've not actually seen him
Lead.
lead.
We have, because when you are able to run a campaign, this is his third loss. He came out with COA, went for senatorial, and then went for gubernatorial. All those three things require leadership, right? When you're going to campaign for any office,
I mean, like public office. We've not seen him lead
I
public
think that there's a misconception that we must drop about you must hold a title to be a leader. Because if I wanted to run for office tomorrow, the reality is that in PR, I would want you guys in the office to speak about me. If you guys don't think I'm a good leader, I shouldn't even want to run. And that's something that is not done in Nigeria. And it's funny because why I want to talk about GRV and Bello El Rufai is because Bello, I'm told, schooled abroad from A levels. So that means maybe he was when he was 15, 16, right? GRV also wealthy family, schooled in MIT
Harvard,
about 20-something years ago. MIT him. His friends also Harvard, but he
MIT,
was MIT. And it just proves the reality of if you lived abroad, schooled abroad, see how their system is. Why are you different here? Like, why can't you, in your own cultural, right, just look at what is there and say, oh, I am better served even being in the party, not going out to run for office. Because I think GRV will work in the party. I think that his exposure, his network would allow him, if he stays in our party, because like it or not, we are obedient and we are right now still with LP. I think that if he was part of that movement, and I'm hearing that the other guy that was beaten in the election, Jando, is trying to also run for party structure. But the reality is that those guys need to be in the party because that's where there's a lot of headache first. And so it's strange that they now come back here and
Yeah,
then
I
they
get- I
run
get what
for
you're
office.
saying.
And so that's my own opinion.
But I have a
about
question
it.
for you though. If you remove the PO element from
Labour
LP.
Party.
from LP and GRV stands on his own, do you think
He doesn't even get 50,000 votes.
But that's the reality.
That's the reality. Because it's simple now.
But why?
Jandor left APC with a structure and a movement, yes.
Dando?
Jandor.
The PDP guy. He was in APC. He had a movement.
That's
with
what I'm saying,
APC.
like,
They kicked him. They pushed him out. Yes. He wanted the ticket.
No, but he personally didn't have a structural movement.
He did. Jandor.
Jando
he
did not. Jando was
The
on
day they
whole-
moved,
Mhm.
the whole Ikeja was blocked. Oh, yes. Whether through money or anything, he had a movement. That's the reality. And what I'm even heading towards is that it tells you how movements are swayed. When a movement is authentic, obedient. People forget that obedient, and this is not the place to talk about it. I wish I get a political podcast to talk about it because I don't think obedience don't understand what obedience is. The reason why obedience is spelled OBI is because of Peter Obi. So when people say, oh, we are a movement, we are not, except we just want to now make Obi the Messiah. The reason that movement started was because we were latching onto somebody. And so Jandor moves from APC to PDP, scatters PDP, insists on what he wants to do. And then PDP leaders are like, okay, cool. Okay, you want to fight us? Fine. Do what you want to do. We will collapse for the LP
Okay.
guy who left PDP to LP. But with GRV on his own, I don't think so. Because in the Senate that he lost, he pulled a good number of votes, but I believe it was because of the party structure.
Okay.
And that's the balance. That's the balance on that question, if you ask me.
Yeah, but I mean, I still like when I said he doesn't move me when he speaks. I don't like in his words or in the things he says. He does make sense.
Yeah.
Do you get? But just that personality, do you understand? Like it just feels like it's one of my guys that's just. Do you understand? So like that's
Leadership
yeah,
vibe.
that aura
That's
and
why I
all
said
that.
it's
That
feel.
aura,
Aura
that
is
leadership
feel.
aura.
That's why it's feel. And it's funny because I've not even gone into politics. I'm not even declaring for any of it. And I know, like, it's not pride. I know that when I speak, because you just have it. And so the ability to be able to know that I don't have it is something that most Nigerians don't have, or most people don't have. It's self-awareness. Just be self-aware to know that this thing doesn't seem to be for me.
It's true.
I have spent the last 6 years preparing to understand the political space. And I have not even decided to run.
Just like Tinubu spent 20 years preparing for the presidency.
Just like our current president spent 24 years actively. He had been in US, I don't know how many years, probably the last 40 years he has been preparing to be the president. I don't know when the ambition came or when the possibility was clear to him, but he had been preparing. And when he went, he won. He was a senator, he was a governor. So it's a problem for me. I think that a lot of, I associate.
Are you saying that GRV needs to go back to the drawing board and prepare?
Yes, I
But
think
when
he
you
needs to
say-
be realistic.
But I mean, he has tried to. I mean, if you say prepare, it basically means go back then start from the grassroots.
Yeah,
Do you
so,
understand?
and I think he's done that.
He has done that.
I think he has done that. I think that for me, it's reality. Part of preparation is being realistic to yourself. Should I decide to run for office, the next election, possibly in Lagos, is next year. If I say I want to come out, I'm still even preparing. I think that's what I'm saying. I'm still preparing. There are a number of things in Nigeria that make you qualified to lead in our space. The first thing is money. The
Life.
second thing is network and clout. The third one that I have going for me is your personality. And even that is not easy. Because if you don't collect tickets,
When personality
you will collect votes.
Personality
For
in what terms?
like who you are, your aura, how people perceive you.
But I
But
mean,
does
did that
that
really
really
work
count
in this?
in
Did that really
politics
work
in
in
Nigeria?
this last election?
Do you think PO did what he did because he had money? I think it's his
No, I
personality.
mean personality for the person who won. Do you know?
Oh, I'm not even talking of winning. No. I'm talking of not even getting tickets. Just
It's
go
not
and
about-
win
it's not about
primary.
winning now.
You're not even winning yet. You know, sir?
Yeah.
It's the network that made GRV get this thing. Now, GRV went first
yeah.
with Kowa when he went the first time he lost. And then he went with PDP. And for Kowa, the story that I heard, not from him, so let me not quote me. Kowa he came back into the country as a young boy thinking that Nigeria is doing better. So he joins a new party I don't even know how many will start that party, but Kowa. I don't even know if they are still existing today. Then he
think
leaves
they-
to
they
PDP.
still, yeah.
Now, PDP, the leaders of PDP in Lagos are largely indigenous of Lagos. And his family is one of them, so they are friends with his father. That's why that's the political network. And then the third one was LP, which was that, okay, of all the possible candidates, and I think LP goofed, they should have gone for Funsho Doherty, who was possible to win, and then GRV. But the reality
But
is that
before this full shot has even come third.
I
I
don't think
he came fourth. I think he came fourth.
and so that's what I say. So it's a balance of power, network, and then your personality. Only a few people in Nigeria have ever won elections with personality.
So speaking about Funsho Doherty, that he's an opposition.
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
he
yes.
actually acts
Yes.
like an
That's why I
opposition.
said that it seems
Yes,
like
yes,
GRV is
yes,
trying
yes.
to launder his image. Have all the money you want, have all the clout you want. I don't need the majority to tell me what is right. Because in Nigeria, the majority doesn't know it. In fact, in life, the majority never is correct.
Fact.
So
100%. Sorry, staying on politics again.
we're going to stay about because we've not talked about
Did
Bello.
you see?
We're going
I
to
was talking about your Senate president and his comments at
At
Wigre's
the
funeral.
I'm not
Very,
happy
very
because
embarrassing.
I'm not happy because at our last recording we went to the island and that
I
funeral,
forgot to drag
that
these guys.
funeral.
Scratch that.
Dragging that
Let me give you guys backstory. We recorded last, so usually we come to the studio together.
Things get to you.
We come to the studio together and we
paid.
leave together.
He's
Please,
still
can I
paid,
land?
not- he
Can
was
I land?
paid.
Thank
You are
you.
landing.
Ireland.
Me, I'm still paid. I'm happy because of the outcome. So these guys were supposed to go back to the office together. They said
We were
no.
not. You
They're
thought
going,
you
hey,
were
hey,
supposed
hey.
You thought exactly. You
They
thought.
said they're going to the island and me, I'm not worth going to the island. When I was leaving, somebody even said walk of shame. I said, no, well, I ordered my ride. I went back to the office. 6 p.m. They've not come back. What's happening? Somebody here called me. I saw him walking inside traffic. I said, what's the what? I said, what's the issue here? See, there's traffic or one thing. I said, I can't laugh. Let me keep it. And then one
So
other
you say
person,
you want to laugh.
the person that said walk of shame, she now called me by like 8 that they're not moving. No. They don't know what their plan is. I was so excited. I was so excited. I said, I felt bad for them. Like, yes, so my guys are stuck in traffic.
But we actually had a good time. I don't
regret.
like I
Please,
do.
where are those videos?
When you see
No
the
guy
videos,
just said walk of shame. That walk of shame.
we had Hans and Renee.
Like,
we were
really?
I had that in my
Yes.
house.
You
I was
most
seeing-
definitely do not have Hans and Renee in your house.
I had that.
That your house that is far from that.
See what's bother me about my location of my
Most
house?
people can't even get
I will
here.
not save you. I will not save you.
You're not the mainland. You're not the island. Midland. Yeah.
Anyway, but it was the funeral last week allowed us to be stuck on the island.
What's that? What caused the traffic?
That was because of traffic.
That was all cause of it.
And then the
so sharp,
our
scheme.
smart people in leadership refused to open the
These
door.
are the issues. Oh. They will block road because of. Do you know?
Whatever their
Security now.
reason. Anyway,
For security
that,
purpose.
let's just segue back to the whole Akpabio and Fubara thing. Honestly, I really don't care. I think that, and I don't know where I said this last. I said having the best education because you can launder your image and get a certificate because you've stolen money or you have money is no reason for you to be a leader. A lot of our leaders are not leaders. They do not respect the dead. They do not respect people.
That was the height of it.
They don't respect their mothers, and that's the one that gets me as a young boy. It's, at my age, again, maybe because I'm only child of a single mom, I adore my mother. Like, I respect my mother. I wonder, these politicians, do they have parents? Like, how do they feel about their parents? Because one senator is saying that you're padding the budget 3.7 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's leave all that. Go to the hospitals. People cannot afford to pay for bills. People are eating terrible meals because they can't afford a standard balanced diet.
Oh, skipping meals.
Mothers can't afford, like, we can't afford the most basic things.
Like,
Immunization.
And you have
Immunization
mothers and you
as
have
well.
wives who also took in children and gave birth to children. And you consciously, with your conscience, can go and speak and do. You're a politician in Nigeria. All the security you have, all the cars you drive,
everything to yourself.
you are so tone deaf. That's where me am at. Though. Forget that they don't respect the dead and all that, because I mean these guys are shameless. But as a father and as a son, you are in that power. Because I'm asking myself about Senate President. What did he do in Akwa Ibom? A state, again, even listeners, there are 3 states that get a lot of allocation in Nigeria: Akwa Ibom, Delta, and Rivers. So every time that money is shared in Nigeria, those
They get
3
the
states
highest.
chop money. So it is not rocket science to bring in a Julius Berger or high tech or whatever of these companies to come do roads, come do flyovers, get consultants to do things for you. If all of you, the rumors on the streets is that you're all always drunk as governors, you carry babes, you get private jets, you do all sorts of nonsense and all that. and your people are dying.
On a daily basis.
And you go on TV for funerals at the Senate plenary, you are bantering yourself that it was the 8th Senate that did this, that did not collect constitutional this. The 9th Senate, your people are dying.
From basic amenities, from
From
lack
the
of
most
lack of
basic
basic
amenities.
amenities. Not
And
like
then you now have senators
we
now
need a
complaining
lot.
that there are people are padding. So see, leave me with all those people,
Speaking
man.
about lack of basic amenities, I saw a tweet. So someone tweeted about, I think, a governor giving
100,000.
was it cars? Giving cars to his commissioners or something, like a lot of cars. Like
Oh yeah. Yes. What state was that? Holy Spirit.
Is
Was
it
that
not?
Castina?
Yeah,
I think it was Castina.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
yeah, I
Castina.
think it
And
was
then someone
Castina.
quoted this
Yeah.
and he said, "That's
Brand new
I think it was
Toyotas.
Bauchi. It wasn't Castina.
No, it wasn't Bauchi. It was an
Yeah.
APC state. Bauchi
So it's
APC
like-
state.
In that
Okay,
same
check that
state,
for us.
he served in that same state,
Mhm.
and every morning you see children literally going to the dustbin next to a bakery.
To look for
Yeah,
for-
he thinks that
a
we've
rotten
seen.
and
bread.
rotten bread.
Yes.
I saw it.
Children.
I saw it.
Children.
And then they jumped on PO yesterday because the SSD said they bought 400
For
cars.
cars for traditional rulers.
For traditional rulers.
You're talking of 2000 and what?
13.
2018.
When dollar
I think
was
2018.
13.
when dollar was
13.
150.
2013.
It was 13.
2013.
They don't fact check. They didn't say anything. And at the end of the day, they were embarrassed because the right things came out and they were like, it's
You know what's even
terrible.
paining me? So they tried to use that to spoil his image. Do you understand?
Instead,
And this is
helped us
what they
enhance.
do. So they know what
So
they're doing
yeah,
is
so
wrong.
they're like,
They're
they
saying
were trying
that-
to make him one of us.
That is
They are saying that he
Okay,
was
it's
he was
It's Bauchi.
No,
It's
are
Bauchi.
you sure?
Are you sure? I know. I
Bauchi
think
care.
it was Bauchi.
he said
I'm disappointed.
he said he
The
was
PDP
he was
guy.
buying
Bauchi
cars.
presents
Why?
official cars to local government chairman.
No.
How many?
It's-
How many?
I don't think it's Bauchi. I think it was Castina. Either way, yeah, I'm disappointed because I thought about you going on.
Bro, I mean-
but I mean,
If you can do that in a state where children, they're not
That
mad
is-
children. Oh, these are sane children.
Okay, so it's actually 20.
20 cars.
20.
it's not Bauchi.
It's not
It's
Bauchi.
Castina. I think it's
Because this one
Castina
was a lot of
governor or
cars.
something.
If you can do that in a state where children have not
Something
eaten,
like that.
then, the truth is that there's a disconnect. There's a clear disconnect between
I remember the
political
state.
elites
wasn't-
And
and,
the-
and,
exactly.
and the
First
masses.
of all,
Exactly
stop
in
calling them
northern-
elite.
Yeah.
Call them a political group or even
that's what
class
they are.
doesn't.
That's what they are.
And let's go straight. That's a perfect segue to Bello El Rufai. Because, again, I'm not sure it's worth my time. I've watched a couple of the cutouts. I think that if I start with the podcast, I think Sheo has this relationship with these politicians that are interesting. But again, we talked about mothers, and I've probably seen about 4 or 5 cutouts. So let's say I've seen a good 25 to 40% of the episodes because I've seen the cutouts. And I'm not going to try to be emotional about this because it's Dr. Obi. But when he was talking about Dr. Obi, because as he was speaking, my brain was adding 1 plus 1 that his father and Dr. Obi were both ministers at the same time. So I knew they were close. So he was saying it. And so in my mind, I said, yeah, perhaps Dr. Obi, in her pain of a mother, did not handle the matter very well. But in life, no matter what, a child is a child. A mother is a mother. You do not disrespect
Mother.
a mother, no matter what. Now, this is what got me, and why we're talking about this is, he then said it needed to cause a fracas with his mom, like, before he would apologize. And then this guy is 36 years old, and this was a couple of years ago, so it's not even this year. And so in my mind, I'm like, so when he said the whole thing of when he was going for A-levels, he was sitting in a business class, of course, my head goes, Tana, of course. So you and Pio were both in business class, and he says he's a simple man. And I want to really, because I have some data when he was comparing Pio to the other governors. Again, these guys just talk brashly. I know you're an Anambra girl, so let me not get you started on that. But first of all, if you give me 20% of what APC has spent in 24 years in Lagos, Lagos will be the Dubai of Africa.
Don't you go show.
So he then says that. So I'm like, okay, so since A-levels, you've been schooling abroad. And now you've been handed a House of Reps seat in Kaduna.
You said it well. Handed. Handed.
Because I was asking
I
myself
agree.
a lot of questions. And I'm like, so let's talk about culture and what Japa does. Because we've talked about GRV.
Lots.
we talked about now. So let's balance it. So it's south and north. So it's not just, let's not just talk about, because, and rightfully so, we started with our southwest brother. So it's not like we're shaming the north. But like it or not, the north gets more allocation on money. They get more allocation
That they do
on
not work for.
opportunities and all
That
that.
they do
Yes,
not
federal
work
character
for.
and things like
Because
That they do not work for.
This guy,
You
Bello
can't really say
Rufai,
that. Though.
They,
What did they work?
what
How
are
did they work for
contributing? Okay, I mean, let me not say that.
they are contributing to agriculture, yes.
Yes.
At what percentage?
But majorly most
And then,
of them now.
and then they don't want alcohol in their states, but they are getting
But they are getting
money
from
from the
the-
alcohol.
Let's not even. Let's
Few
not,
exemptions.
That's the
Let's not
only
go
thing
into
that
all that.
annoys me. If it's every other-
so this young man schooled abroad, just like GRV, but he's probably schooled from a younger age. So because A levels he had to have been 15 or 16 or 17. And so I'm asking myself, I know for a fact, I haven't read the Quran in Arabic, but I know where it's, I know what is in it largely. So let's forget the first one of honoring your parents and disrespecting people. Let's just talk about the privilege that these guys have. And I want to get your opinion, but I was writing that these guys are so there's something about the society. I sent it to Isaac this morning. I was saying that there's something about society. You live abroad in a society, you take in a head, that's what I wrote. You take in a new system. That's the word I wanted to use. So you've lived in the UK, you've taken in their system. You now think that because they are very liberal and free, you come back here and just forget your culture and just be talking anyhow. Because that's what was very telling to me. You know that there's something about the UK. We have friends in the UK. Once they leave the shores of Nigeria, I hear my friends talk up and I'm like, you have done so much effing, bush, shitting. They've taken in a new system. The brash way they talk. The not thinking before you talk. So you've taken in that new system and you have now become a politician because your privilege has handed you over something. And you just think you can do anyhow. You just think you can do anyhow. And so I'm asking myself that I am pretty sure that money does something to people, which is that
100%.
it makes your heart, you lose reality. You really lose reality.
But I think it's just in Nigeria because the wealthy get away with a lot of things in Nigeria.
Everywhere. Depends on how well.
I don't think it's everywhere.
I mean, it
Nigeria.
is everywhere. It actually does happen everywhere. Like,
But Nigeria-
majority of the things that happen here happen in the Western world. Bribery, nepotism,
Yeah, I
and all
know.
that. But like, not at the level it happens here.
Again, if you are caught there, you will pay a price.
Yeah, you
in
pay
Nigeria,
price,
you are caught.
100%.
Tomorrow you are in the TV
100%.
talking.
I mean, there's a governor. There's
Somebody
a
will be
governor
congratulating you. Somebody will be
in
wishing you
jail.
happy birthday.
Yeah,
Sitting president, right? Sorry, sitting senator.
yeah, since
Or the
that
governor was in jail.
for corruption.
And somebody
so
was caught stuffing dollars in his. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
So in
Forget
Nigeria, I
even
don't
the
think.
post powerful. Common secretaries of agencies and DGs with snakes stealing money and monkeys.
And monkeys,
stealing
and
money.
Did you
monkeys
see that
swallowing
stat
money.
that EFCC put out? They put out I think 6 forgotten politicians or whatever, or what, 6 public officers who are
That-
currently under investigation or something.
For something, what was the
I
thing?
can't
they
remember.
were
I
being
think it was different
investigated?
cases, sha. And then there was this guy that
I think it's custom now.
16. I think Custom put out their own. The EFCC put out one.
Eh,
So 16 billion dollars, and he's not a.
and returned 600 million or something.
Yeah,
I saw,
and he's not like holding any office. So he's like maybe he's a DG of one ministry or something.
That's it. We're so out of touch. we then superimpose our ideologies.
me, I feel it's because people do not pay for the crime they commit in this country. That's why it's like this. Let's just say whoever that will
Save us.
whoever that will, what do they call it when somebody is bringing out a new law in the Senate? What do they call it?
Sponsoring
Oh,
a bill.
Sponsor a bill
Yeah.
that says if you steal 1 million naira, you are going to jail for 10 months.
Yeah.
And let's use one person as an example. You
So
will
the
see.
thing is, these bills
So
are
it's
there, but there's
because
nobody to enact.
Nobody is doing it now.
to
Yes, now.
enforce them. Sorry,
Exactly.
There's nobody enforcing these laws because the people who are supposed to enforce these laws are chopping from the people who sponsored you to be.
But let's talk about because the politics side today has more to do like politics than Japa than what we really want to talk about. But let's talk about the influence of Japa on our politics, because a lot of our politicians, if not all, have gone abroad. In fact, I saw something today that all commissioners of finance are in UK having some training.
Like for each state.
Yeah, they are in UK for it.
Like they can't bring the trainer.
I saw
come
the
and
thing this morning. I don't even
and we don't have
understand.
money.
My God,
What
do those
What
things.
do
I
they
don't
call
even
that
understand.
thing again that they want to use?
And they can't tell me the flow.
cut down
They
on
went
the
with earpiece.
cost of
somebody's
Somebody's name. What's the name of that guy?
That they also used to
To reduce the cost of governance. What's the name
I
of
forgot
that?
what they call it in.
God.
There's one somebody.
That good
proposed
luck
one thing.
wanted to.
Oh, on your story report.
What's your
Onyosoy
report? Thank you.
We are using
So,
it though.
so my point
At
is
least at
that
least we are using it.
my point is that we then go there, we take their degrees and come and flaunt it here as if you have more sense than we that have never schooled abroad, or you go there and tell yourself that you have learned something. The only thing that I think that we do when we go abroad is go and beg for money. So let's talk about the influence of that money, because I wonder why they keep giving us money.
I keep saying this.
I
these
saw
guys
the
say,
IMF.
No.
I saw the IMF with Kano State Governor yesterday, and they are everywhere.
So
And why do they?
Well, I
keep
think
giving
it's,
us
I think it's so. I heard that, and I think I read something. I'll look for it. Then these guys benefit from
Giving us the
giving
loan.
us money.
Why?
Because,
How?
for example, maybe they have this company. For example, let's say if I give you this money, if I give you this loan,
That should be our company that will do it.
Julius Berger will be the one that will run
Yes,
this place.
yes. Because I saw the one that Tinubu sponsored,
Okay.
the agri thing he started yesterday, is going to be sponsored by the Deutsche Bank, and Tata has to supply the trucks. You're right.
The
Yeah.
trucks.
I heard it's actually crazy because the policies for international companies to function here don't affect these companies. So, for example, if they say you must have 15 Nigerian employees, when they come in that way, they don't
keep
necessarily.
They're
They
trying
can,
to change the policy, but again, my point is, so why we keep going abroad to borrow money and to beg for money and to.
And those guys don't
So the
even see what
trillions
they are
that you
doing with the
back
money.
in your budget and you have collected money for, what's the point?
personal.
Personal.
That's the issue here is, like I said, the disconnect between.
There's no disconnect.
do you
They
know-
actually know what is happening.
Was it? I think it was the Bello interview, or I think there's a politician I was hearing speak recently, and he was talking. He was like, "Oh, fuel is now so amount, and like we have to adjust." What am I even saying? I'm going too far. Wasn't it your president's son that did IG
He
post?
was posting a
Now war and expressing
I said we
research,
should
and I was
bear.
saying we should adjust our belt and we should bear the current situation.
That's the Bawasui's friend.
Come on. Oh, is it this guy I call him Bawasui?
You don't know.
Chilo.
Eh.
Sheila.
I'm trying to put
I saw something.
I
He said he's
I don't
is
see
it not,
it on
are they not
Twitter.
family? I saw somebody put. They look alike, man.
You know, I didn't know. I'm trying to, like, you don't know about this.
I thought you saw the post, so I'm going to share it with you.
Because he's their entertainment spokesperson.
The guy said, anytime he sees anything online that somebody's suffering, he will just send the message to the president. So
No.
that this person is
No, that's not how he said it. Too. Don't insult me. Hello, Baba. Hello, boss. Hello, Baba. Grown ass man.
grown out. Guy.
How many children?
He's older than. He's
older
definitely
than the guy.
Than the guy. He's
Said,
definitely
like
older.
you don't know how politics work in Nigeria, that you will now say that you will send a message
To
to
the
President's son.
president's
Who,
son.
as in,
He said that's the person he has in
he's not
government.
even sending it
He's
to
the president's son in
Akpabio.
government.
He's not sending it to Akpabio.
Not, if he was at Japa, send it to Wike. You understand? I would say yes.
If he
The
was sending it
president's
to
son.
Wike,
And say,
President's son, like,
if they're not doing anything about it, I'll text him again. Ask him what's
And
going
you
Hello,
on.
like-
Baba. Mada Baba, me. I saw that Baba like 7 times.
if they
already.
don't do anything about it, that's when you will not come and I'll be making noise.
Come on, man. You know, he tweeted one thing recently. He's like, he didn't force anybody to vote for Tinubu, and he understands that this is the trying time, but we
Yeah,
should
but
bear
all
with this thing.
your followers,
You should be. You're
you're a blessing.
You are
on
an
top of one.
influence.
You have influence.
You have
I
influence.
say he didn't tell anybody to vote for Tinubu. Be serious now. He's now speaking. He's calling in Abuja now, speaking to some people. We were like, who are you?
said how the politics is affecting Japa. All these politicians, any of their children school in Nigeria. The one that said he started in A-level, he has gone abroad.
Maybe that A-level, maybe he was coming back from holiday. He was going back. We don't even know. We are just assuming that it's from A-level he schooled as well.
Or maybe let's even assume that he's schooled in Nigeria, because I think there was one time their father said he has one secondary school that his last son had to go to that public secondary school. Let's assume that all of them went to that secondary school.
Graduates from university.
I'm sure they must have done summer schools
Most
there.
of the northern children, whether from wealthy families, they have that privilege.
Yeah.
They have access to those Commonwealth scholarships
They have
funded
it.
by the governors.
Especially the UK.
And you know,
Yeah.
I think the
Because
saddest
UK
thing
has
about
one special affinity for them.
For them. I think the most laughable bit of this was the summary of the other influencers after the guy's like recording was out, and I heard him say, "Oh, he was crisp. He spoke. He was very
Yes, I
meticulous.
watched that video.
I like his confidence.
Somebody
And I'm like,
said that the guy spoke
See,
very
let me
well.
tell
I
you
watched
something.
that video. I was not looking for the
Let me
speaking
tell you
very
something.
well.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
This is the
Let me
money
tell you
that
something
I'm not
that
seeing.
let me tell you something that you need to agree with yourself. Success in business or success as someone having wealth should never determine that someone has sense to you.
Facts.
That's the only one you shout
Because-
No, that's the truth now.
Because
I think he
Because
said
we
he
need
said
to
it
cut
last
that
week,
part
sef.
out.
a lot of the influencers I see on social media, clearly they are manipulating
they are tweeting
both
for
the
money
algorithm
now.
for the money
Yeah,
and all
for
that.
Yes,
the
now for money.
You can't tell me that these people are in any way brilliant.
There's a particular guy that was fooling us now. Now he's not really popping again. What was that his name? The
Please
guy.
don't call- please,
I'm not going to call his name
please.
obviously, but you know the guy now.
The short guy.
The short guy.
The mod.
No, not the short guy.
Okay.
The guy
lecturer.
with the lecturer. Thank you.
Oh, that one.
Let's try that Baba friend, though. Baba friend.
Na Baba
He said
friend
Baba-
too now.
Baba
Na Baba
friend.
friend too now.
Yes,
But
yes.
But he not
yes,
quiet
yes.
since I know
Yeah,
they
yeah.
see.
I saw a
anything.
tweet from him yesterday. I've forgotten what he was saying.
should
He was
follow
trying to me follow. He used to pop
The
up.
guy blocked me now.
Oh,
You know, because of Twitter, I tackled
you're
him one
that
time.
special.
Oh, you know the
You're
funny-
that
I
special.
tackled him. The
you
guy
know
blocked
the
me.
funny thing about Twitter, and you know we're talking about when we're coming that pictures tell you say 1,000 words. they say.
8,000 words, yeah.
Another thing about social media is that you've got to be careful with what you say. So on social media and even here, I try to only say the things that I know that
And facts.
facts and a public opinion, so that when I'm there, it will not be as if person they fight them. So now why they know they block me? I know they tackle.
Oh, you know they tackle
They
them.
pain me.
Well, you will
I
also-
could just tell myself, say, now because of where you did.
Me, I dey come for
Waiting you
anybody.
get, no be waiting day here. And that's the reality.
Speaking about this Japan's influence on our system, why, like personally, yeah, if I Japa, I feel like
When you jump
or when I Japa,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I come back here, I would be touched to actually want to. change things.
I think something happens when people travel and they see everything, then they are ready to come back. I think there's a force that stops people from actually implementing what they learned.
When you come back here and see the,
it might be that
the way.
it might be this that you need to settle some people before you can erect
Exactly.
something. So
Do you know?
it discourages
should,
people.
should I tell you how should I call that party? You should know the party I'm talking of. The way they think, their supporters, it is mind blowing. So somebody said he wanted to start a like a BRT type of system. Here
no,
in
they will fight that one.
in
now.
Lagos, and then the NRTW said
They will fight it.
everyone has
Forget about
approved
it.
though. Well, NRTW said you have to
Yes, I read that
you have
tweet now.
to drop something. You
The guy-
understand? And it's like, what
the guy
are you
had
doing?
to- the guy had to
What are you
leave.
like? What's the money for? Like, what are you actually doing for me for me to pay? Then I think when they put out their Facebook or something, they destroyed it or something.
No, they started paying them. One time they didn't pay. They now held their boss hostage.
Exactly.
They held their boss hostage.
Then he tweeted it, and then somebody in not in government, like a party member of that party came out to defend, and he's like, in Nigeria, that him too, when he wanted to start his company, there was a particular union that wanted him to pay. That is just how Nigeria is. You should get used to it. How do you get used to corruption
and
a
something
system
that is
wrong? How do you get used to that? How do you and you
wrong
grew up
things are
abroad
hard.
though?
Forget
where
about that one.
You had a working system.
I said,
Have you not
once
heard
they
of
step into the
Danish?
country, those things they learnt abroad, it
They are
just
forgetting
vanishes.
I feel like it's the system because there's one time that somebody wanted to, I think, repair our road or something, or that time they said he has to pay the government before he can.
Yes, now.
It
Pay
happens.
the government or pay the neighborhood.
It's not the
because na
government. It's
neighborhood.
neighborhood that you
Yeah,
settle.
government.
Like,
Na the
set-
people-
or
set
the
people
chief.
around,
Okay,
yeah.
You
let
settle
me
it,
blow
and
your
then
mind.
you
In my
use
area,
ruling
you know my
court,
area.
traditional
You know my
ruler.
area is where I used to stay is an industrial area. The companies in that area literally wanted to do the road. The government told them to bring the money.
Which government? Local government or the state government?
This is a state road now, so I think it'll be.
No, it's the federal road, it's not. But the Fashola do am now. The Fashola ain't got. Only Fashola coin.
No, not my own side. Like
Your
AGB.
side, go.
No Fashola do that road.
Not before Shola. Not
Come on.
not the main road. Not
Oh,
that,
like inner roads. Okay.
Government say me they bring the money. Me they control. Even inside my estate is government owned. Residents wanted to do the road. The government said no. The government said no, that they should bring the money, and they did. We now have to start going to newspaper to snap and say, see what the government is abandoning the road. Nothing still happened. Nobody did anything. The matter died down till today. It's actually really crazy. I won't lie, like if I japa and I come back here, and
When you Japa and
sorry,
come
when
back.
I japa and I come
Come
back
back.
here, of course I want to try and make changes, but when you see how the system works here, it's very discouraging.
I hope by then we'll have like 1,001 like minds like you, because if you have only you, that's what happened to
Isaac,
you.
that's why we are fit together.
Huh.
We are like minds.
on the podcast. So we're recording this one. So you know when she used to do all those denying thing that this thing.
So you don't
Now
get
we
big
have
evidence.
this thing, evidence.
Who
You
does the
said it.
cutout?
Eh? Oh, I cannot go to
We
YouTube
need
and
to
record
listen
this.
we need to listen from YouTube.
See this guy. They play.
But what's gonna happen is that you probably will have the people having to revolt with the suffering that's coming up. Or
I'm going to cut this thing that you said now out.
Oh, like this part.
This revolt. I'll cut it out.
But I mean, how many people see this revolting PM? When people
I
say
don't
it,
want to go to jail. See, somebody did only product review. And she has been going to prison in
I
a
wanted
month.
to talk about that thing today, so I
my
even
teaching that are
forgot.
my teaching that are important to me.
But protests are legal now.
In Nigeria,
Nigeria.
outside Nigeria.
It's not even funny because we know what happened in the last major protest we had. I mean,
Are you
come
still
on.
in Nigeria?
Literally, that's the only
Protests are
solution.
legal now.
Even in Nigeria.
No, but the last protest that happened,
It's
the
like-
police joined us.
It's like
protest?
Isaac, it's like you have the right to protest or whatever your eyes see after the
You know what they
protest
call
is
us?
on you.
Freedom of speech,
Freedom
but
of
not
speech.
freedom after speech.
You say protest that police did what?
Police joined us now.
I heard they were sharing drinks.
They were
and
sharing drinks
snacks.
for people.
Is that one protest?
It's not.
What was the outcome?
As
What happened
as dollar no
after?
drop.
These guys have gone.
You say Binance, don't block Binance
They
now.
block, after they block Binance dollar drop. Shout out
From
to
1.8 to 1.6. 1.8 to 1.6.
Me don't go.
I saw another thing that they said that's what is causing the effect. I said, man, that's not good. They don't shoot them.
They don't find another thing. First, they blamed Aboki FX. Why do we have a government that does put blame on?
Blame.
Before it used to be the former government. Now it's private entities that are blaming.
But whilst we're still on this, because this episode clearly is the dragging of politicians and ones that have gone abroad, let's drag that Abuki FX guy with Emefiele. Because Emefiele rose through the ranks of Zenith Bank.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up a mic he used his mouth to castigate Abuki FX and block them. What's Emefiele going through now? I don't really are getting my context. So this guy rose through the ranks of Zenith Bank, became DMD, became MD, became CBN governor. He took the dollar from what it was under PDP to what it was
Before
under
Tinubu.
Buhari ended. Before Tinubu now said this is the real rate, blah blah blah. My point is that he schooled abroad too. All of them have certifications abroad. I'm trying to demystify this whole nonsense that
Demystify.
yeah. See, you are going to put me in trouble.
No. This one you cannot understand because you're not a writer.
Okay. Because this matter of brain drain, like, because one way or the other, we don't from behind give people context to. Sheyi Law has lived abroad.
He said,
Tinubu
He's
and his
living-
family,
he's
his sons, they've lived abroad. Akpabio must have. I'm sure he will have a course abroad. I'm sure he has been abroad.
and his children might be abroad.
Who else? Are we
Even
dragging today?
Peter B's
Peter
son.
Obi's children, yeah, abroad.
Abroad.
But you can see, right?
Bello El-Rufai.
Bello
The House of Rep guy.
they've been abroad, right? Then so Emefiele,
GRV abroad.
GRV, all of them are abroad. So please, to the people that say brain drain is an issue, your leaders that were abroad, do you think it is brain drain to us
When they left,
or to where they paid hefty
The
dollars?
brain drain for the people there now.
Let's be factual. No,
It's brain drain for the people
let's be
there now.
factual.
how do you
Took
mean?
their knowledge and brought it here. And now
Because-
they're not using it.
we're seeing the effect
Ladies
of the
and
knowledge.
gentlemen, if we go through data, I'm sure that if CBN has 5,000 staff, half school abroad.
Half, more than half.
No, let's be factual because we don't have the data.
I know they
Dr. Obi
still
taught us
sponsor
in
people to even go and do
SVG
their
that in
courses
God
now.
we trust, everybody should
I
be their
said more
data.
than half.
We don't have data, so let's assume.
Okay.
But I may have friends there. Let's assume half of them. So let's go through all the ministries and all the that their children went abroad, they came back. Sir and ma, this brain drain is not our problem. The UK, US, Canada, where your children went to, they are the ones that are losing out. It's not us.
I don't understand.
Because you don't know where I was coming from. That's the truth.
Please explain that part.
Because if we lost people, like people are saying, and they went there to learn, and they learned from there, and they came
And
back
they came
here,
back
and
here.
they can't apply it in wisdom, and dollar is going up. May I propose and suggest to you guys that it's not us that is losing. They need to go back. The UK is missing them. Canada,
May they go
Australia,
train
they
again.
need to go back.
May they go train again.
Let them go.
Thank God I'm behind this thing.
Because-
They will be missed.
Because we that were here that were trying that didn't go abroad, we are doing okay for ourselves. Most of the people that they used to drag on social media, let's even be factual. We talked about it last episode. Even the influencers who are trying to influence, they were trying to run away. By the time we end up seeing that they don't have sense, the lecturer, all of them realize that they don't have sense. They have,
this still a lecturer
they have
said?
PhDs.
They said that. They
have
said, I mean, let me know that
PhDs.
before. You know, say product review, they carry person.
They have masters. They have, but let's be
PhD.
factual. They have PhD. They have masters. When you see them tweet stuff,
You wonder
you wonder.
if they bought it.
No, how much they bought it. It's not if they bought it, because again they took the money there, and I suggest that those professors are. You think I'm looking for trouble today?
Was it
I'm
the
just-
reply that David when they dragged that he paid?
He's
So
him.
very
Oxford sponsor. So they've been sending pounds to pounds land for a while.
Okay, so
So you
actually
can
they've
see
been
that the
buying-
apple doesn't really fall far from the tree.
That
The way our people used to say it.
that one that was busy saying, PO is not in the level of his father.
Oh, his father and and
From
Dr.
where
Fashola.
to where? What are you using to compare?
No data. Oh. Literally,
No,
no
he
data.
has now. He said.
If we want to go
said-
into this matter further, they may carry us truly.
Producer, I beg.
Did you say?
Because-
I
Because that thing you
I'm
just said, I
behind
have
this.
forgotten about it. I now remember that it seems like his father was in CPC with Buhari.
Yes, no.
Yes.
So your father partly brought Buhari for us for 8 years.
Let's even leave Buhari.
Such brilliance.
What did he do? In his
Oh, and
state?
let's talk about your father and the open source information that we have.
Okay, so I think
In
he's
Southern-
okay. He's
okay.
okay. He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah,
It was
go
under
to-
his-
No, it's
it was
okay.
under his
Hey,
father
it's okay.
You're going to-
He's
you're
okay.
going
He's
to-
okay.
that they stripped
He's okay.
I see
royal
how- I see how-
fathers.
He's
I see how-
okay.
Christian.
I still have
two-
family
two
to
kids.
raise. You know that carry people. That carry people for product review. You know what to do.
You know what to do?
No,
A profile review.
Make them don't shut down our
I
office.
beg.
I beg. I still have family to raise.
So please, when you want to go and launder your image on podcasts, for all of you who go,
Why they always go to that
Exactly
particular
what,
guy though?
exactly what the
Have you noticed?
the
No,
brand,
there are two podcasts now
brand
they're
that's
using.
No, I'm not even talking about the
Honest.
podcast. I'm talking about the person. So his
Sean
show
Wari.
on his channel,
Both on channels
channel.
and yes, that is
Like
the
he's the one that
He's their baby boy. He's a baby boy, fine boy, no pimple. It's not like us that have pimple. Fine boy, no pimple. And he can't. The reality is that when your interests are not for the people, when your interests are not right, even you Yoruba say you won't you won't be able to speak the truth always.
Of
Because
course.
I thought that interview, she would have spent time on Southern Kaduna. And my brothers
These
and
are the
sisters who were burnt and
Like-
killed.
These
Like,
are the
do you not
Do you
think
understand my
that?
point?
Do you not think he sent the questions?
Yeah, before he comes on.
Thank
yeah.
God, that's why it's when people ask me when to
Yeah.
call my podcast, I say I should send them question before. I say I'm not a fake person. No. When you get here, you don't have to.
I'll drill you on this post.
There's no need.
So, if you want to study in Canada, UK,
If you want to support hashtag brain drain,
Australia, or
if you want to
USA,
go there,
If you want to go
when
there,
you go there,
want to
learn,
go
you now
there,
come back
come back
and be as smart as them.
and cancel Abuki effects.
And yes,
Cancel Naira rates.
visit our me. I don't know what
NGN.
people are. I don't know what people are saying. Please
Yes.
visit our website www.ilewe.com. ILEIWE.com.
Are you done?
And calm down. I'm
it was
not
your
done.
www because was
Please
it
don't
complete?
do interfere
that
with
guy
our
too might have-
this is the
that guy
most
that said that
important
thing.
thing.
He's now the DG.
Yes.
He might have schooled abroad. Too,
No,
now.
damn,
It's very
that
possible.
At the level he's in now, I'm sure is a requirement.
he must
They would
have.
sent him
Yes,
for
no.
courses.
He would have,
Yes,
he would have
he
gone
would
abroad
have
now.
gone.
And for Japa partners,
I don't know. Partners.
we're your surest way to
You can-
Japa. Please,
So
kindly-
please.
Yes, if you want to
you
process
think
your
balance is our
visiting
problem.
visa,
If you are not, if you don't have money to go abroad, or you have money and you have sense, we want to work with you. But
but if I don't have money, you don't want to work with me.
if you don't have money and you have sense, I want to work with you. If you have money and you have sense, I want to work with you.
Like how much do I need to study in Canada now?
Based on the current rates per May 29, 2023. If you understand what I mean.
His son's birthday. His son's birthday.
Canada right now.
That was bad.
Canada right now. Living expense 20,635 CAD. Black market rate about 1,000 ish.
That's more than 20 million.
So you have, so 20 for living for 1 year, school 20 to 25.
That's for a single
for
applicant.
a single for 1 year. So if you have 50 and we can help you.
It's cheap now. I go run on. You guys,
If you don't have money, you want to do scholarship,
yeah, we can do that
assist.
for you. But it's not free, Sha.
Please. None
Because
of
when
this
we hear
is
scholarship,
not
they
free.
think
Ilewe is doing free admission. Big for
Yes, we
they
can
have
help you
over
with your
1,000
admission for
partner
free.
schools.
You don't have
To
to
the
pay
big
anything.
four.
We support brain drain. We encourage it.
No, but with the people that we support their brain drain, we know that when they come back,
They will use it.
They are the one that is shalayin now. No?
Oh, okay.
If
sorry.
their son comes to your office now, you will not help him.
I won't.
Wait, which?
Their son. I won't sound.
What
I'll
are
say
you
go
saying?
and fix.
Please,
Go and school.
hey, please,
school year.
please,
School year.
please,
Experience
don't
what we're
send-
experiencing.
Please don't send clients away from us.
We're
I
not
don't know
sending
what you're
clients,
saying.
specific clients.
Which
Specific clients.
I want
Stay
you to
in this
send you
country.
abroad though. If you brain
My
drain, you
business
no
is to
brain,
send
now
you-
you no can sabi that one.
I'm looking to start a coalition of people that have schooled abroad. I want to do data. I actually want to know how smart are these.
I think the way to get your data is to ask UK, USA, Canada, Australia,
To give us
their
their-
embassies. Ask them to
So
give
that I
us
will know the ones that are smart, the ones that can
the
join
number
us. I want to
number of
contribute.
visas they have approved for Nigerians. That's the only way to get correct data.
And you know the
Because
very
even
interesting.
if you say to go through CBN to get the people,
For
some
it.
people would lie
Yeah,
that they want to use it
of
for
course.
school and they use it for another. So
And you know the funny thing about this
embassy.
thing, it's just to talk about the hypocrisy and stupidity of people that just talk wow. Chevnin does something with brain drain. They come to Africa, they are laughing, and they sponsor us to go on the condition
Every
that
year.
they come
You will
back.
come back
Every year.
Yes.
every year.
And part of the policy that makes it sweet is that one, you cannot be a stupid person to go.
Yes.
Because between the first stage and the interview stage, you have to have something you are bringing back here.
They choke.
So if you want to make a policy, you want the best people to go and come back, or you want to encourage us to come back, then put a policy now. Let the country abroad where we are going to, let them send money back to you here. You too, you will see that they would only take the best of the best.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? If, for instance, we tell, and our biggest cash cow is probably still Canada or US. So Canada government, we want 10% levy on all Nigerian students
fees.
that are there, either from the school fees or when they start working
Working.
after school. You think Canada still wants you to be number 5 and highest producing international student class is Nigeria from Africa. Do you understand?
I
I understand.
So please, dearly beloved, it's a very interesting episode to talk about this topic. Your people going abroad are not your problem. It is the type of people
That are coming back.
that you are sending and are coming back. So brain drain is not your problem. And then one of the funniest things about this brain drain conversation is that when I looked at the data that was on channels the other day, I was watching TV and just walked past and I saw them talking about the impact of funds coming in. The people that are sending money to this country every year are people who have sent themselves abroad or people who parents have sent abroad who are now sending that dollar back to your country. So if you send me out and you see it's brain drain, but I'm going there and making money
for
I'm
you.
sending you dollar that would help the people here,
And your economy.
help your economy. You here.
You'll be saying it's because I went there. That's why your dollar is going.
Anyway,
What's the shout out to Cardi B?
There's a nickname for that guy now.
Oh!
let's you know, I don't want to speak because if I speak truly, it's not going to be ideal.
Please don't speak. I still want to go back to my home.
It will not be ideal. So, guys, that's look, politics, brain drain, and Japa is what we talked about today. The next episode we'll go and talk about the history and the effects that we wanted to talk about. But trust me, guys, the people going abroad are not your problem.
Yeah, no.
The fathers who are here, the grandfathers who are here, who are in leadership, who I don't expect anything better. You see, maybe you expect something from your leaders. I don't. Because when you steal a mandate, you think you will serve me. When you kill for a mandate, you think it will serve you. So I don't expect anything from anybody.
That's true.
In my look, at least I can only speak for my local. There are several others for local government. I can speak for my local government, and I know the people that were killed, that were kidnapped on
During
the
that
mandate
period.
of either becoming chairman, House of Assembly, House of Rep, Senate. So you think that I'm not expecting anything from them? I'm not a fool now. My Bible teaches me better. Thank you guys for coming to our podcast. We brought Mommy Z again. She may be a mainstay.
Me.
Got big head writer.
I like that
Medici.
word. Me.
Medici.
Big head writer.
You don't join on. Don't join. Come on, man. My name
Alright.
is Medici, man. Shout out to
Did
you
you
guys.
not join that
And
day
we
when
have
he was calling
Michael
me
behind the
Mamsi?
scene. Yeah.
Like, okay.
Pinky Linky.
So, guys, Japa Partners is offering services for visiting visas to Schengen areas, Canada, US, Australia,
UK.
and the UK. They are offering Canada immigration services, expert services with RCIC available for you upon request for Canada. And like you already know, Ilewe has been doing this, number one in the game, sending students to countries all over the world, but partner schools in Europe, Schengen area, the big four, UK, US, Australia, and Canada as well. And we are offering free admission services.
process.
So if you find a partner school that we work with, would apply for you for free. So you
To
want to
take
apply
off
to
the
2,
stress
3.
of
Yes.
documentation,
and all
searching
that.
for school, and all that.
Yeah. And lastly, you want to do scholarship. We've got a dedicated scholarship team, which I think is our focus based on the way we bantered people today. The people that have money may not be looking at us today because they'll be checking their conscience. But maybe
Don't
you
run.
don't
We'll
have.
still come. I'm not judging you.
Maybe you don't have.
You're not judging
Maybe you don't have much money based on how the exchange rate is, but you have a decent result. All scholarships are not merit
Decent result is first class or 2-1.
So we that have to, we cannot go abroad. This is the issues. This is why there's brain drain. So you are living with the 2-2 here to lead you.
Remember the
And
last
you are
time?
complaining that
But-
you
but-
are complaining that
but that's-
Pampers. You are
but
saying that
that's
your son's Pampers
But that's-
is what it is.
But that's common knowledge now. Like
I interface with these people. You see somebody with a third class. The person is interested in fully funded.
bye
No,
guys.
Esther,
Bye guys.